Hi everyone, number one Marmaduke fan here, fresh from the dentist. And since half of my face is numb, I figured this is a rare opportunity for you all to have a laugh and see how well I can review a comic book with half a face. So I was hoping for a roast, but this is actually a high recommend. G.I.Joe versus Transformers number 2 by Devil's New Publishing. There are a couple little things I don't like, but overall it's a great action comic. Oh boy, half of my face is just dead right now. There's nothing there. So I got the graham crackers variant, and yeah, Jolly on story does a really nice, tightly packed action story. EJSU and Tim Seeley on pencils. I think the pencils are pretty strong throughout. Andrew Pepoy on inks, and Jeremy Roberts on coloring. I think the coloring in the background sometimes doesn't blend that well with the characters. So it sets us up nice by giving us a text dump of what happened in G.I. Joe versus Transformers number 1, and then the heroes burst in. They look pretty awesome, and they have to fight this group of bads who are using Cybertron technology, which is the Transformers technology to turn themselves into living weapons. And then G.I. Joe figures out that Cobra, which they thought was defeated before, is back on the rise. Whoops, I skipped this page the first time I read through it. So I've never been a G.I. Joe or Transformers guy, and they mention a few names of a few characters, but they don't really do a good job of explaining to me who everybody is. They kind of assume you're either a G.I. Joe or a Transformers fan already. But what's nice about this is even without them pointing out every new character's name, I still get a feel for how a lot of these guys are pretty cool and how this is a pretty, it's an awesome little adventure story. So here's what I'm talking about the digital coloring not blending. And a lot of the backgrounds, it's digitally painted very softly, but the characters are drawn with a very hard, cartoony black line. So this Cobra Commander looks like a really cool Saturday morning cartoon. This is also sort of like a loose, sketchy, not even loose and sketchy, just sort of soft and airy digital painting in the background. And it's not a very good blend. So Cobra Commander, who's kind of a goofy villain, meets Destro, who's a weapons manufacturer. And we get the impression that Destro is the one that's a bit more in control. And Cobra Commander suggests the idea of teleporting to the alien world and getting the supercomputer, and he reveals that he has one of the evil Transformers, a Decepticon, in his custody, Starscream. And then we find out that one of the G.I. Joes was secretly disguised as the butler the whole time. This illustrates what I'm talking about again, too. See sort of a solid black and white drawing on the Joe diving, but digital painting in the distant background. It's really soft. I mean, and it's good digital painting. So I just don't think it harmonizes with the look of the Joes themselves. I'm exactly like Diversity in Comics. I can't tell any of these robots apart. But I think the artist did a good job of showing the whole robot, so I can at least get sort of an idea of who they are, even if it's hard for me. And they do this really cool thing where the Decepticon, the bad guy Transformers, have their words outlined in blue, and Optimus Prime and the Autobots, they have their words outlined in red. So for someone like me, that helps me mentally separate the good guys from the bad guys. The Joes get ready, and then boom, they're on the alien world, and things are already kicking butt. So let's review. They've already had a cool action scene fighting some terrorists. The villains set up their plot. The whole team is transported to an alien world, and we're not even halfway through yet. So the evil Decepticon leader of Cybertron shows up, and the Autobots put up a defense shield. And then there's a lot of text, but they explain the setup that the Joes and Cobra and Destro and the Transformers all have to work together to get the Transformers back onto Cybertron. If they don't, it's going to damage the space-time continuum, and Earth is pretty much going to end. So since all life on planet Earth is at risk, Destro decides that he has no choice but to help, and he puts Cobra Commander in his place. With all due respect, Cobra Commander, shut your damn mouth. We wouldn't be in this mess if it weren't for you. And I'm sure he sounds exactly as badass as I do, with half my face frozen up, because, I don't know, it looks like his face is made of metal or something. I'm sure that makes it very hard for him to talk normally. So they have to go to different places in time to find the missing Transformers. So one team goes to the 70s, and then they they find Jazz and Autobot. I bookmarked this page because this looks exactly like the pool's closed guy. Pool's closed due to age. Real sick looking police officer there. And then the last Autobot they have not Autobot, the last Transformer they have to save is a Decepticon. Before a fight can break out, they teleport away. And then it's kind of on a weird moment showing the other team popping into time, and they get shot on, and then boom, it's over. So this looks like the start of an action scene, not the end of a book. But this was a lot of fun, and this is the second time I've enjoyed a G.I. Joe versus Transformers book in a row. So I think I'm going to go look for these. One of the reasons I reviewed this is there have been multiple G.I. Joe versus Transformers books. So if you go look for digital comics of it, you will find a comic called G.I. Joe versus Transformers, but it's not this one. I think to get the Devil's Due Publishing one, you will have to go to a physical comic book store. Hopefully, if you don't do it right after you go to the dentist, you too will be able to review this book and let me know if you find any more good comics in the series, and I will check them out and use the hashtag moving the needle to let you know that I checked them out. I'm #1 Marmaduke fan. I love you guys. Suma trigger 'em, Suma spoiler 'em, Suma tangent 'em. Why don't you like, comment, and subscribe? And hit the bell for notifications. And I will catch you all later.